Hello everybody, 4-Star here, back at it again with another BFL video here. We are at week 10 here, and we had one corrupted file here. It was the Bulldogs versus the Revolution, as the Bulldogs and Deshaun McPherson scored 2 touchdowns and win the game by 6 points, adding to their total of 5 and 4 to get over 500. And also the Revs suffering their second loss of the season, but still in first place. The Jays are at home taking on Miami as Jason Blake does a play action pass, throws it off balance as he gets hit, and Austin Pleasant gets the big interception. This will lead to a Miami 1st and goal as Rex Johnson has all the time in the pocket. He's just sitting there waiting for somebody to get open until he finally gets hit, throws it right to Riley, right where he can catch it, and it's our first touchdown of the game. On the next Miami drive here, Rex Johnson here on a split back formation has a lot of time in the pocket once again, throws it to a wide open Matt Nash to put them inside the 10. And that would lead to a goal line touchdown, one of many for the running backs of Miami. As they get back into a similar situation here, Austin King will get his second rushing touchdown of the day as they take a 21-7 advantage over New York. But New York not out of it yet. Jason Blake right before halftime throws a dot right to Vantress Strong right on the top right corner of the end zone to get a touchdown there as they are just down by 7. But with 15 seconds left in the half here, Rex Johnson will find BB Cash for a wide open deep ball there, and he will take this one about 80 yards into the end zone for a touchdown to take the 2-score lead. And Rex Johnson and the Miami Cyclones get right back to work here in his third quarter. Once again, a lot of time in this pocket. He's had it all day, and he gives it right to Matt Nash, and it leads them right back at the goal line here for this toss play here to Eric Young, this time getting his first rushing touchdown, the 3rd rushing touchdown in total to have a 35-14 lead. And Jason Blake and the Jays try to retaliate here. Looking back, he's gonna roll off to the left here and gets tackled, but he ends up jarring the ball loose, and it will get recovered by Miami. And the Cyclones will finally cap off this game here with Rex Johnson connected to Matt Nash, this time him actually getting into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Cyclones would win this one 42-21 here as they get their 6th win of the season and put themselves in the playoff picture. For our second matchup of the day, we have the Toronto Golden Owls heading down to Fort Worth, Texas to face off against the Dallas Marshals. And on the second play from scrimmage, Keenan Preston breaks one tackle and then he's off to the races. He is not known for his speed, but he can take off whenever there is a chance to. He takes this one 86 yards all the way to the end zone for a Dallas Marshals touchdown. And then on the next Toronto drive, Tyrone Hastings wastes no time as he throws it to his receiver, Jelani Simon, for a rookie-to-rookie touchdown. On the next Dallas drive, they get all the way to the goal line where Keenan Preston punches it in for yet another touchdown. And then after stopping Toronto on their last drive, Pat Kane would throw this one right to Corey Fitzgerald for the big first down right outside the 20. And then on the very next play, Pat Kane would find Keenan Preston after a motion right to him. He throws it right to him for his 3rd touchdown of the day, 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdowns on his resume. And then Hastings trying to retaliate here. He's going to roll off to the right as he feels the pressure, but throws it right to the free safety Green, and he's going to try to take this one back. Hastings gets blocked out of the play, and then Green has nothing but Green in front of him. He would take this one around 96 yards all the way back into the end zone for a touchdown. It was actually 93 yards on that play, and now they have a 28-7 advantage. The score now 28-10 as Toronto scored a field goal before halftime, and Hastings would throw it right to Simon once again for their 2nd touchdown of the day. Now to score 28-17, Pat Kane here trying to add on to the lead as he tries to throw it to Corey Fitzgerald, but Corey Fitzgerald gets called for offensive pass interference. It will be declined, and the Toronto Golden Owls will get the ball back. Hastings dropping back here, rolling off to the right, now rolling off to the left, looking for someone, but he finds Crawford and he gets the big first down with that low ball. He gets the catch. It would be challenged, but he got the catch. And that play set Toronto up for goal-to-go situations. Hastings here feeling the pressure, but throws it right to the backup running back Wells, and he walks in. That is Hastings' 3rd touchdown today. And just like that, there's been 17 unanswered points for Toronto. But Pat Kane throws it right to Jaquavius McKinney, the rookie, and they get the big first down trying to capitalize. Kane, once again, rolling off to the right. This time he's going to take it to himself and then go all the way inside the 20 with that big run. And now setting up to score. They give it to Keenan Preston. He has 3 touchdowns today, but he fumbled the ball at the wrong time. And Case would pick this one up. And now Toronto has life and an opportunity to take the lead. And take the lead they do as Zeke Crawford shoots out of the gap and takes this one all the way to take the lead here in the 4th quarter. What a display of sheer will by the Toronto Golden Owls. But now on a 4th and inches, Pat Kane trying to get himself out of a pickle, throws it right to Keenan Preston for a first down. 3rd and 6 here, Keenan Preston, a play fake, but throws it, and it would be dropped by the tight end. They would have to settle for 3 here, and it would be up, and it would be good by Bart Lukowski as he would get it in, and now it's tied at 31 all. Here on a 3rd and inches here. Tyrone Hastings, call him Mr. Clutch, rolls off to the left, getting pressure, rolls off to the right, goes back down the middle, and gets the first down as he dives. What an incredible play by the young rookie. 1st and 10, throws a dot right to Thompson, and now they're getting closer and closer to field goal range. 1st and 10 here, Hastings finding a lane. Crawford moves out to the side, and Hastings will get a big 20-yard gain to set them up for a game-winning field goal. And then Big Don Riddle will kick this one right through the uprights, and they would get the game winner after being down 28-7. The Golden Owls come back and get a huge win here in Dallas, and now they are 5-4 and looking at a playoff shot. On our second to last game of the night, we got the Kansas City Scouts taking on the LA Gold in Los Angeles. The Scouts are 2-6 on the season and trying to improve here in a late game stretch. And the Scouts start their drive off with a play action fake. Hewitt rolling off to the right with some pressure, throws it right to his wide receiver Vasco Laurent for an easy touchdown at the back corner of the end zone. And in the last minute of the first quarter, Andy Hewitt would throw this Hail Mary ball to DJ Faison, and with double coverage ends up with the ball anyway, and that incredible touchdown puts them up 2 scores. Now down 17-0, Nate Whitman is trying to put the game into his own hands, but he meets with that new rookie that Kansas City just drafted, Tavian King. He takes a big hit and he recovers the fumble after the hit. And then Hewitt and the Scouts would capitalize on the turnover as Hewitt would throw to a wide open Dana Gaynor for yet another touchdown. Now up 24-0 against arguably one of the best secondaries in the league. And the Gold now getting desperate here on a 4th and inches play. Whitman throws it to Massey, and he gets bombarded with a 3-yard loss and a turnover on downs. The Scouts having a near perfect game here. Andy Hewitt would have a play action pass thrown right to Truman for the big first down. And yes, right before halftime, they would get a Ryan Clark goal line touchdown, and the Kansas City Scouts would be up 31-0 by halftime. And here at the 42-yard line, now up 31-7 on a 4th down. Andy Hewitt would throw this one right to Ryan Clark, and he would take it all the way into the end zone for yet another touchdown. That would be the nail in the coffin for this game, and the Scouts would win 41-21 in this game. What a victory for Kansas City. For our last matchup of the night, we got the New Jersey Dragons hosting the Orlando Knight Riders as the Knight Riders try to keep their playoff hopes alive. And here on the very first play of scrimmage, Rashard Murphy pump fakes and sells out the strong safety as he finds a wide open Trey Flanagan, who takes it into the end zone for the first score of the night. And then a few plays later, Kenny Harrison dropping back the pass, but he meets both of the edge rushers for a sack here, and he's injured. He would be left with a bruised shoulder, but he would eventually try to come back in this game. Enter Leonard Smith here. Leonard Smith here with the play action pass throws this dot right to Patrick Parker for a score as they tie the game up at 7. And then on the next drive, the Dragons trek down the field for a 1st and goal. Murphy, being patient in the pocket, throws it to a wide open field quick to take back the lead, 14-7. And then Harrison, he comes back here again, looking to throw it. Finds Pritchett there on a dot, but yet he is injured again, this time his leg. And the coach had to make a decision here to keep him out of the game and keep Leonard Smith in. Already has a touchdown. And they got down the field and gave it right back to Pritchett for his first rushing touchdown today. And they tied the game at 14. So Murphy in a 3rd and 7, shotgun formation, looking to roll off to the right. He's going to try to dive for the 1st down, but he loses the ball in the process. Gets picked up by Pittman and the Knight Riders. And they would get the ball here. 3rd and goal here for Leonard Smith. Has some good time in the pocket, throws it to Pritchett, but he loses the ball on the process, and they would have to settle for 3. So Murphy and the Dragons trying to score here before halftime, throws it to a wide open Trey Flanagan, tried to dive into the end zone, but the refs call him just short. And a few plays later, here on 3rd and goal, Murphy gonna roll off to the right once again, but he'll take the corner pylon and get into the end zone for a rushing touchdown. That is something that he is always great at. So now fast forward to the middle of the 3rd quarter here. Murphy dropping back, rolling off to the right and finding nothing but grass in front of him as he gets a big 1st down. So here on a 3rd and inches, Murphy shows his pure athleticism here as he avoids the pass rush there on the right edge and then finds Mitchell for a big 1st down to keep the drive alive. And then Murphy back here on a 2nd and goal situation, pump fakes and then runs it right into the end zone for yet his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. So Leonard Smith and the Knight Riders offense have a lot of work to do here as he throws a quick pass to Jayshawn Myers to get them in the red zone. Leonard Smith being a reliable backup here today as a play action fake pass throws it right to Devontae Pritchett and he'll score another touchdown. And I believe that is his 7th of the season. The Knight Riders here going for 2 here. Smith throws it right to Gilbert and they make it a 3-point game here in the 4th. But now on 2nd and 5 here, just before the 2-minute warning, Murphy showing his athleticism, rolling out to the left and then finding his man Steve Gross for a big 1st down. And now just needing a 1st down here to end the game. Murphy will find a wide open Mike Carroll to get the catch and the 1st down. And then they would milk the clock away as the Dragons win yet another game as they beat the Knight Riders 28-25 and reach their 6th win of the season, trying to get into the top 4 spot of the playoffs. And for our standings here at week 10, we got the Boston Revs safely and calmly at an 8-2 amidst the loss. We have the Cyclones, Dynamo, and Grizzlies all at 6-3. We have the Dragons and the Kings both at 6-4. Our 5-4 teams are the Bulldogs, the Bullets, and the Golden Owls. The Gold slipped to 4-5. The Demons slipped to 4-6. The Scouts are at 3-6. Our 2-7 teams are the Marshalls and the Knight Riders, and of course the Jays are at 2-8 this season. Our player of the week has got to be Luke McCoy. Luke McCoy, at the last 3 weeks, I believe he had 16 touchdowns and just 2 INTs. Luke McCoy has jumped, not only just jumped, but skyrocketed to the 1st place spot in the MVP rankings here with over 3,000 yards. The first quarterback to get 30 passing touchdowns and only 8 INTs. His rating is at a 136, one of the highest we've seen since I believe season 4, Rob Griffith. Or season 4, Rashard Murphy. This is just a legendary 3-week stretch for Luke McCoy. Not only that, but he has put his team in a position to get into the top 4 of the playoffs with 5 straight wins after a 1-3 start, and has put themselves in a great position to not only get into the playoffs, but get into the top 4 seeding and get a home field advantage here in the first week of the playoffs. Of course, next on our rankings is Ricky Bledsoe. He has slipped, of course, to 2nd place here in the MVP rankings. 27 touchdowns and 6 picks, with still an impressive 2,700 yards after 10 weeks of playing. We got Lance Shutt up here as well, 26 touchdowns. Anthony Vale still up there, 24 touchdowns, 6 picks, and just over 2,400 yards. And of course, D Singleton, 24 passing touchdowns, but still has an impressive 9 rushing touchdowns, 2,283 yards, and 12 picks. He would be the MVP front runner, but he still has to get rid of those interceptions. He has 12 INTs this season. Not a good look for him, but he's still in the MVP rankings. Our first running back with over 1,000 yards this season is Tamarick Clay with 13 touchdowns and over 1,046 rushing yards. Right behind him is Corey Smith with 785. He looks like he's on pace to hit another 1,000-yard season by the end of the season. Zeke Crawford with a game-sealing touchdown there in this week's game against the Marshalls. He got his 10th touchdown after, I believe, about 3-4 weeks of not having one, and it ended up in a win, so good on him. Rocky Humphrey right behind him, 768 yards, with Lamar Walker with 746 yards and 10 TDs. Our receptions leader is still Keith Manning, 783 yards, 9 touchdowns with him, 56 receptions. Our yards leader is Randall Bynum with 936 yards, looking like the first one to score 1,000 yards this season. BB Cash, Randall Bynum, and Tariq Jammer all have 11 touchdowns this season. Tariq Jammer definitely the breakout star this season with only 33 receptions and 11 TDs. Man, one hell of a season he is having in his rookie year. Brian Hasty is our tackles leader, with JJ Maynard as our tackles for loss leader, and Benjamin Dexter with 7 sacks on the year. Not only is he competing for defensive player of the year, but of course he is on a rookie of the year. As a rookie player himself, he is one of the stalwart players here on defense for the Kings. Our interception leader is Brandon Gill with 6 INTs, but Aaron Tucker is right behind him with 5 INTs of his own. And Roniel Reed with our forced fumbles leader, but also has 5 pass deflections, but our leader is Brad Emanuel on that one. And for our week 11 schedule, it'll be on the board right now. We have the Cyclones and the Revolution in a Mega Bowl 5 rematch. Those are 2 really great teams. Of course, the Cyclones, I believe, are 5-4 on the season. And I'm sorry, 6-3 on the season, and the Revs are 8-2. Of course, if the Cyclones win this one, they can definitely have the advantage to not only take over the Revs, but take the first place spot after a shaky start to the season. But they've definitely just managed to power through a lot of these teams and get themselves in a position to take the first seed in the playoffs and have home field advantage for yet another season. We have the Gold and the Bulldogs here, so that should be a competitive matchup between those two teams. Both of those teams in the hunt for the playoffs. Of course, the Gold lost their matchup pretty handily against the Scouts. They are now 4-5, and of course we have the Bulldogs at 5-4, I believe, with a 3-game win streak now, and they had a 2-4 start. They have jumped up to 5-4, jumped over 500, and are trying to keep that momentum going, but they have to go against the Gold. The Golden Owls take on the Scouts here, and the Golden Owls can finally put to rest the Scouts' playoff hopes here, as they are 3-6, and the Golden Owls are now 5-4. They have to keep themselves up here in the playoffs, as there are not a lot of spots left, and they need to get a win here at home. We got the Demons against the Knight Riders here. Both teams are struggling here, but the Knight Riders would need a win here to keep themselves just in that slim playoff chances. It is very slim now that they have 7 losses, but maybe a 7-7 bid can put them into the 8th seed, but they would have to beat the Demons. The Jays are pretty much out of the playoffs here, and they take on the Dynamo, so they have to take on yet another tough team here. So the Dynamo should be able to handily win this one. Of course, Sean Bates is still out with a pinched nerve. And of course, the Grizzlies take on the Kings. That's going to be a game of the week as well. 2 great surging teams after a win last week. Both teams are definitely looking at playoff hopes here, and the Kings are 6-4 and the Grizzlies are 6-3. So whoever gets their 7th win would definitely take the top 4 seeding here, as this will be a direct matchup between 2 great teams, 2 surging teams. So that should be a very entertaining one. and the Marshals trying to come back after their comeback loss against the Golden Owls here, and they have to take on the Bullets, who are just fresh off a bye week there, and they will take them on in Fort Worth, Texas. And in the meantime, the Dragons will have a much needed bye week, as they are now 6-4 on the season. So that is it for week 11, guys. I hope you guys had a great week here, and we just had pretty much a very competitive week here. The Revolution lost. A lot of things happened this week, and we are getting closer and closer to the playoffs here. Another AFL video is going to be coming up along the way, and of course we're going to go right into the Cyclones and the Revolution right after that, and of course we're going to get into the Grizzlies and the Kings. So hopefully we see you guys in the next week of the BFL. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.